This week's session of Glory of the Giants here on Swindler's Den. We are back for some more fun with giants. I don't know. I have to say giants twice in the intro, I guess. But let's get out of the intro then, and let's introduce our players for this session. We have Grizlocke.
It's just another type of intro. Giants. Sorry. My name's Grizlocke. You can find me on YouTube under that same name, as well as on Twitch. The past 2 weekends have not gotten to stream Baldur's Gate 3, but hopefully this weekend I will be. So tune in as I try to take on Moonrise Towers. Thank you. That is it. And check out Abomination Vaults on Mondays on Swindler's Den, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell me Ori's doing a good job because we're all trying to learn a new game system. So it's rough to learn something new.
True. I forgot to do announcements before player intros. I was going to do it after, but you got me to it. All good. I like it. I like to have it there. Barely caffeinated is next. Sorry to just jump right into it. Barely caffeinated.
Hey there, I'm Barely Caffeinated. You can find me over on Crits and Coffee on YouTube, and got some cool, exciting stuff coming that way. So stay tuned. Tonight I am playing as Siegfried, the Aasimar cleric.
Yes. Then next we have DrPhage.
Hello, I'm DrPhage or Adam. You can find me on Twitter at Little Growth. You can also find me on the interdimensional library, IDL_RPGS, playing Gluttony and Earth with Baka and Kyle. But tonight I am playing Benjamin, the half-elf warlock.
And last but not least, we have the freshly awake Kyle.
Hi, it's me, Kyle. You can find me over at my bed, snoozing, being an EP boy. But today I'll be playing Kevforn, the half-elf fighter paladin.
Yes. And of course, last time on Glory of the Giants, our group had made their way to Wormdoom Crag, home of one of the Goliath tribes of Icewind Dale in the Spine of the World, where they were going to face off against the Jarl of the Frost Giants at Jarlmut. They traveled to the destination and made the challenge, while the ghosts and spirits of past Jarls rang out the challenge, so the Jarl could hear it where he was at the Righead Glacier awaiting the arrival of the queen of the Storm Giants and possibly all the giants. As he heard the challenge, he mounted his mammoth and made his way towards Jarlmut. The group was waiting there for a few hours before the Jarl appeared, climbed up the side of the mountain, and engaged in combat with the group, where a few brutal hits were landed upon Kelborn, but his hits were more brutal as they slew the Jarl of the Frost Giants, and he fell down to the bottom of the cliffside, where Kelborn then flew Benjamin down for them to loot the totem off of the Jarl to gain the fury of the Frost Giants boon. And then they made their way back to the Goliath encampment, where they spent the rest of the evening having a little bit of a baby celebration on their victory before heading forward. But during this time, Benjamin also convened with his patron Miriandra, the Queen of the Sirens, to tell her, hey, I'm not bringing you Kevhorn. I don't care if you want him. I'm not doing it. She wasn't too pleased about this, but in exchange for having Benjamin not have to bring Kevhorn, not fully dismissing the idea of her taking Kevhorn, just Benjamin's task to bring him to her, that Benjamin would have to go to Luskin and eradicate the remaining worshippers of Umberlee in the red. You would know the name of the temple. It's the red. Tide Temple or something like that. I can't. I've got it. Don't you worry. I'll give you the name right now.
Isn't red tide like a really like bad
It's like
disease for the ocean?
Yeah, it's like all the plankton dying or something. Temple of Red Sails. That's what it is.
Red sails. That's what. Okay.
I thought it was sails, but I was thinking mast. Is what I was thinking. It's sails. Temple of Red Sails, in Luskin, and this is where we are now. So we return to the Wormdoom Crag. Still evening time. If there's anything you guys want to do before resting, receiving this news of Luskin, or we can fast forward to morning if you just would rather talk about it then.
I have no real preference either way. I want to wait until morning to talk to the Goliath, so I'm not exhausted anymore.
Fair enough. Yeah, we can just go to morning. It kind of buttons up everything with resting and everything too, so you guys get a long rest. And morning arrives. Once again, breakfast is provided to you, and you can go forth with what your next plans are.
I say we stay here. They got free rooms, free food, all inclusive.
I mean, if we were just looking for that, we could have stayed at the Spring Court.
Yeah, no, that's true. I'm just messing around.
To avoid any other negative repercussions, I feel like I need to take care of my business in Luskin sooner rather than later. I don't expect any of you to assist if you do not wish. Fully understand that sentiment. But I feel it's best if I take care of that before I move on to other tasks.
Well, what do you want to do? I mean, what are you doing there? I mean, we've come together this far. I mean, why would we split up now?
It's...
You helped me save my home.
Right. My task is much less noble in nature. Want to give you the option of plausible deniability if you wish. Otherwise, I can spell it out for you.
Roll myself an insight check. Oh. So it's something bad.
Yes.
Right.
Something bad. There's a competing temple I need to pay a visit to.
Well, I personally love visiting temples.
I don't. Well, okay, so here's the thing, Siegfried. There may be... this is tricky. Again, this is not going to be a pleasant visit to the temple, but also is not a temple of pleasant people.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, Miriandra has overtaken the domain that was previously occupied by Umberly.
So you say, Umberly, your blood begins to boil like boiling water?
So I need to pay a visit to the Temple of the Pretender. And remind them who the new ruler of the depths is.
And that is...
Miriandra.
Oh, right.
Yes, yes. Again, this is not something I expect any of you to assist with, as it is not exactly in our normal realm of operations.
Well, we are also brothers in destiny. We are to act as one unit.
Give me a persuasion check.
Me?
No, Siegfried.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, you ready for this persuasion check? I'm not exhausted anymore, baby.
12.
Not terrible.
How do you feel, Kevhorn?
Still waking up. Could you remind me what we talked about when you did your ritual?
I basically said that I now have to do this task to be released from the task of bringing you to Miriandra.
This is why I was fucking quiet.
I would say, as Kelborn asks Kevhorn about it, Benjamin does not meet Kevhorn's eyes, like purposely does not look over at him.
And you weren't clear with Kevhorn about what your task was beforehand also, right?
Correct. This is where we're getting more details of what needs to be done now.
I assume Miriandra, I think that's the first time he said her name, doesn't require you to persuade them with your mouth, but through other means.
I don't think that is her intention, but what I agreed to do, I believe there is some wiggle room.
Oh, so?
And
Go ahead.
how assuming of what I'm thinking of right now, how are you going to wiggle your way out of this one?
I believe my closing words were, the temple would run with blood and seawater. Now, a way to interpret that is for these worshippers of a now dead and false deity to shed their blood as an offering to the true goddess of the depths. Therefore, shedding blood and seawater in the temple.
Now, do you think that would be acceptable? Or do you think that she'd be upset that you finagled her wishes?
She's the vibes I've gotten from her, she's a bit of a finagler herself, so she may respect the hustle. This is a bit of a gamble on my part, though. I don't know if that will suffice.
I guess you might be able to convince her that more followers is never a bad thing.
True, and who better to spread her new worship than the previous temple. One of the largest in the Sword Coast, I believe, now being dedicated to her instead of the Pretender.
How many times have you finagled her? Because
to be fair, she hasn't asked me to do all that many things. It's been a pretty chill, pretty minor things that she's asked of me thus far.
So maybe she'll let you go with a light slap on the hand?
Yes.
And maybe she'll only take your hand in return, Kevhorn, instead of all of you.
Like to avoid that if possible. This is also why, though, I do not expect any of you to participate in this, as it is not savory in the least.
I think I'll have to pray on this one myself. I don't know exactly how Ilmater would feel about this.
There.
I'll help you.
Oh.
You risked yourself with that deal for me. This is the least I could do.
Thank you.
I feel like if anyone can convince them to drop their false idols, it would be you. So if Kevhorn's going and Siegfried's going, still to be determined. I suppose there's no point in me sitting on the sidelines.
I appreciate that as well. And if at any time you wish to no longer participate, I will also understand that.
Siegfried's gonna kind of go off a little bit, and he's gonna pray about this for a second.
All right. Give me a religion check.
$18.
An 18. With 18, you feel that Umberly and her followers have caused a lot of pain in the world that would be best if they were not able to do so. Though doing so might bring another evil into the world that is yet to determine itself. And knowing that you know more about Ilmater than I do, take that information and things you already know to persuade Siegfried or not. And I'll say with an 18, you do also feel a embrace of reassurance in helping these people being your party, that almost feels like a constriction around you, but seems from a different source than who you were praying to.
Okay. I will go, and I will help you. However, I will be keeping a very close eye on Miriandra. Destroying evil for evil is not necessarily good. However, I believe Ilmater would be okay with me sundering a temple of evil.
Okay, I mean, if we're all... I mean, I was mostly okay with the sundering part, but if we're all cool with the sundering part, we can just do the sundering. Okay, I mean, we'll see how it shakes out. I mean, okay.
Yeah, maybe you can try to convince him first, you know? It wouldn't hurt.
It's always nice to give them the option first. All right.
What if we foreclose the building that they
I don't know if I have that much sway in the city.
Okay, here's a plan. We study in whatever we need to foreclose that building.
Like infiltrate the bank systems. Banking system.
We get a forgery kit. We take a lien out on the temple. We default on that lien. Get it foreclosed. Expedite the foreclosure. Well, in that case, I think also I was going to speak to the chieftain to see if we can get a quicker mode of transportation, because having some of those griffin mounts would certainly speed up a lot of our travel.
I'll just slide down. I have a shield.
I mean, ideally beyond the mountain as well, if I can finagle it. So I would go and seek out Chieftain Kenamak.
All right, as you do, and I assume the rest of you are going with, or are you staying behind?
I want to go because I want to see if my griffin's here from Rime of the Frostmaiden.
Okay. As you do start making your way to meet with the chieftain, you do hear this thunderous roar ring through the cavern. It doesn't seem to bother anybody, but you do hear that. And then, yeah, you can keep making your way if you'd like.
I'm just gonna real quick ask one of the Goliaths that's just like around and say, what
Hey, good morning.
Craig,
Craig.
hey,
Yeah,
nice to see you
hey.
again. What was that? The big roar. What was that?
Oh yeah. Winter's Bane must be back from hunting.
Who's that?
Oh, it's just a young silver dragon that lives in the den underneath the crag here.
Cool. I had forgotten about that part of Rime of the Frostmaiden.
Yeah, its egg was brought to us quite a few years ago and hatched, and it's been living with us since. Glad it's back. It doesn't have to worry about the great white worm anymore, but those frost giants are still scary stuff.
Oh, it's a friendly dragon.
Oh yeah.
Do you think it could seat 4? An
I
owlbear?
I don't know about an owlbear too. 4 might be a lot. It's still pretty young. It's only about 50-ish years old at this point.
At 8. Just figured I'd ask.
Yeah, you always gotta have to ask, I guess.
I mean, imagine riding a dragon.
Oh, it'd be crazy. I've never done it myself. not high enough rank to go hunting with Winter's Bane yet. Maybe someday old Craig will get to ride.
Craig of the Crag.
All right, I gotta go do something. Guard duty or something.
Whatever Craigs of the Crag do.
All right, and you continue making your way to see Kanamok. You see him in his usual chambers with the chiefess and the shaman. Oh, good morning to you all. Good rest after your victory yesterday.
Yes, the accommodations were lovely. Thank you again for your hospitality.
Of course. What are your plans going forward then? Are you going to be leaving us so soon?
Yes, we have actually shockingly tied up a lot of this frost giant business much quicker than I thought we were going to be able to. But we have many other pressing tasks to attend to, which is one reason I wish to speak to you this morning. I have noticed that you have several impressive steeds, your griffin mounts.
Of course, yes.
Is there, and this is a large ask, any possibility that we could purchase, rent, borrow some of those mounts for our mission?
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. That's a 27 persuasion check.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, he thinks for a moment. You see him glance down at the gauntlet on Kevhorn's hand. Well, you do seem to be chosen for greatness, and whatever aftermath this Jarl, taking down the Jarl does, will probably be for the better, and you seem to be wanting to continue to do better things, have been chosen to do so. Our griffins are very sacred to us, so we don't part with them lightly. But we might be able to loan you a few for a price, just to keep us going with some resources on the side, since we'd be down 4 griffins.
What kind of price are we talking about here?
Let me look at a few prices. For 4 of them, I could 250 for 4 of them, 250 gold.
Out of game, how much money does everyone have?
387. Oh wait, did we ever divide and add the gold from last?
I did. I put that in our message. How much you get?
I don't know if I ever inputted it.
I
That
didn't add mine.
I don't think I did.
35 gold and 52 silver.
Oh, yeah, I definitely didn't then because I don't have any silver. All right. So, sorry, how much was it again? One more time. Besides the silver, so it was 52
35
silver.
gold, 52 silver.
552. Thank you. Sweet. 422 gold now.
Okay.
I have 480.
Okay. Okay, so it's 62 and a half gold for each of us to get a griffin.
I think
I'll
that's a good idea.
in game, I'll do a quick rapport sports to everyone and be like, that seems like a pretty good deal for us. Everyone good with that? Everyone.
Well, actually, first, and I say out loud, how long might we have these griffins for?
Well, as long as you need them to complete your duties, whenever you're done, you can send them home, and they know where to go to get back.
Impressive.
No,
Through the
just
spores, I say, better than the horses we left in the woods.
just to be fair to you, we don't know how long this might all take. Could be months.
That's fine.
All right. And then report spore. Yeah, I say let's do it.
One other quick logistical question. I doubt Baka will care about it this much. How do feeding griffins? How does that work out?
Yeah, you can just use your own rations, and I won't be super hard about it. As long as you, like, when you get places, buy some rations. It's not going to be a big deal. Especially because you have Kelborn, who's proven himself to be pretty good at hunting, even with how bad he is with a bow. Well, he doesn't have a bow anymore. Never mind. You might have to run things down.
I hunt with my sword. I don't know what you're talking about.
I got a griffin now. I'll just Eldritch blast him from the sky.
It's actually pretty brutal. I have a hunting trap, so now I'm imagining I put a hunting trap down, something steps in it, and I just come in with my sword.
We'll smash it.
Oh no.
Great. Well, in that case, I think that sounds like an excellent deal then. We'll take very good care of them.
All right. Well, let me take you to see Irkin, then, the griffin keeper. And we'll get you four strong griffins, maybe one a little bit stronger to help carry your owlbear.
It's still pretty small.
I was thinking about it. I was like, how is the owlbear going to get on there?
We'll get a nice stout griffin to carry it in his talons.
Trade the owlbear for one of the griffins.
What the heck?
Also, these griffins are used to carrying Goliaths. I think with Benjamin and the owlbear would equal a Goliath.
Let's get a little harness to put around the owlbear. It can be picked up by the straps.
That's 62
like
for
a
each of
little
us.
Basket situation.
Yeah.
Just holds on to it.
62 and 5 silver.
Yeah, 62 gold, 5 silver.
Perfect.
The chief brings you to that room that you had went in before, where Benjamin convened with Miriandra. A large opening in the side of the caves here that leads out to the spine. And griffins. There's a few griffins sitting in like little alcoves with stacks of furs to use as nesting. And you see a Goliath there, kind of covered up a little bit more than others, with this cold wind coming in all the time from this opening where the griffins come in and out, come towards you. What do I owe the honors of the chief coming in? Oh, we need to have the same voice. Oh, we need 4 griffins. One a little more stout and powerful to help carry this owlbear cub for these 4 to take out for quite a while to help them in their endeavors. Oh yeah, we've got 4 younger ones that are well trained and aren't being used regularly at this point that they can take.
How long do griffins usually live for?
You know, when you brought up the previous thing, I should have looked at that point.
I have an issue.
What? 150 years is considered average in the wild? That's crazy. Oh, about 150 years.
Do you have any about 50 years old?
That's crazy.
That number came in my head and it just seems crazy.
We have one that's
I'm just kidding.
A little bit over 50, but it's used.
It's used?
It's claimed. It's claimed.
I'll have it. That one's mine.
It's already claimed by somebody else.
No.
And mine. I forget its name, so... All right, we've got these four here. We've got Nodus, Ophian, Smirknail, and there's two dumb names here, and they're so similar. And if I would say one, it's going to sound like the other anyway.
Okay.
Roll.
Wait.
Roll is the last one.
Roll. What are the two that
Roll?
sound familiar? I mean, to sound the same.
Well, no, it wasn't two that I gave you, but they had two names next to each other: Roll and Earl.
I was gonna say that we should do that because then it's Kelborn and Kevhorns.
Oh, yeah, no, it's Notice, Ophian, Smirknail, and Roll. If anybody wants specific ones, I can.
All right, who wants Smirknail?
That's not the one I was leaning towards.
I will take Smirknail.
I mean, which one did you want, Benjamin?
I was hoping for Notice.
Oh, I like. Oh, wait, Notice. I thought there was one named Odious.
There's
Ophian.
Notice and Ophian.
Otis. Oh,
Notice. Notus.
no. Oh, Notice.
Notice.
I notice Kevhorn, how about you?
Whatever is the last one that you guys don't pick.
Which
So
one's
the two that haven't been picked are Ophian and Roll.
Ophian? That's the one I was
Yes,
trying to
Earl.
say earlier. Ophian.
Yes,
That's the one I
Ophian.
want.
Okay.
If that's all right.
So you get a Roll, which I was thinking was the stouter one as well. It's kind of like a really bulky griffin, kind of walks like a bulldog, comes out.
It's yo.
It's you.
It needs protein.
It's
No
like
neck, just like beak.
dark brown color. But Notice is a little more golden in color.
No.
Smirknail's kind of got gray, like lighter gray on the head and darker grays in the body. And Ophian is more of a kind of a reddish, rusty tinge.
Cute.
Wait, how do you say my griffin's name again?
Errol. Errol.
Roll.
Errol.
I love mine now. I don't think our mission's ever gonna end. for
Bro,
some
I
reason.
think this is gonna be the start of Gym Rat Kevhorn.
Don't you already have like 20 plus strength?
No.
The start of Gym Rat Kevhorn.
If you do end up proving yourselves to the Griffins, they may bond to you as well. At that point, they would be yours. So. Just throwing it out there.
I don't actually do this, but just like looking at the griffin, like, I'm gonna prove myself so fucking well to you. You're gonna love me.
Slender golden griffin with the ear tufts poking back and these glaring eyes.
As soon as Kevhorn hears that, he starts listing out their days. So Monday's gonna be chess.
That is how your griffin sound goes. Roar. A short beak, wide head.
Oh my god, I love you.
All right. Is there anything else we can do for you? When you just kind of saddle, be right behind the wings there. Put your feet there. You can kind of use them to touch into the sides of it to steer it. They're pretty well trained, so.
I think you trained this one a lot.
This may seem like an odd question. We got here by some unusual means. Do you have a map of where we're at in relation to some other major settlements?
Oh yeah, I can't show you on the screen, but I can show you in person with this map I have of Icewind Dale and the 10 towns. Because for some reason, Roll20 doesn't allow you to transfer assets from one campaign to another, and it kind of sucks.
Incredibly annoying.
So yeah, they'll show you a map of the 10 towns and Icewind Dale. You see the spine of the world where you're at. You're kind of on the eastern side of it. You see the Reghead Glacier to the north, and 10 towns to the east.
Okay. Great. And I'm looking at the map, but I'm mostly making sure that Kelborn's actually looking at the map since he has the best chance of navigating us.
He said east, but I think he meant west.
I think he actually meant east.
I actually meant east this time.
Wait, hold on. We're at the spine of the world.
Yes, you're
Where
in
that
this
blue dot
eastern part
is.
of the spine.
Oh, we're not where that blue smudge is on there?
I mean, that is the eastern part of the spine. It's like the spine goes all the way over
so
here.
10 towns would be to our west.
10 towns to the west. You're in the eastern part, though.
I thought
I
you said 10 towns is to the east, and I was like, I don't think so.
Nope, 10 towns to the west.
Okay. Ready? I'm looking at the map.
I mean, once we get past the spine, however we wish to go, then I think will be easier. We can follow roads a bit to get to Luskan. Or, I mean, I'm not sure how easy it will be to navigate to take a more direct path to Luskan. That's not my strong point. I've only traveled on roads.
Actually, you might not even be that far east. I think you're more closer to over here. Because this is the Rickhead Glacier. Kelvin's Cairn is right here, which is a mountain just north of the 10 towns. You can be a little bit closer up. Yeah, you're over here.
So why aren't we just flying straight to Luskan?
I mean, we certainly can do that. I'm not very good at navigating, so I was going to follow a path that I know better, or suggested a path I know better, but it would be more direct to fly just over countryside to Luskan.
As the raven flies, as they say.
I mean, how hard could it be? Looks like we have to go southwest. Sorry, southwest. Now I've confused myself. We have to go southwest, so we just keep the sun there. And we'll get there in no time.
Keep the sun there.
It sounds like you have exactly the right path in mind, so...
Absolutely.
Is Bryn Shatter on that map?
Yeah, it show you on 10 towns. It's kind of in the center of the 10 towns.
I've heard there's a Temple of the Triad there. But
what's that?
Perhaps time. The Triad is of the three brothers, Ilmater, Tyr, and Torm. Three brothers in justice for the world. So it's a temple dedicated to all three.
Did you
they could maybe help me with my situation.
That is...
Siegfried will just kind of like...
Oh, that's not a... That's a situation. I thought that was a bloody gift.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
I mean, it's pretty badass.
Or maybe they would know more that could help us. Maybe if this truly is a gift, they could help me unlock some potential.
Is that
like being able to concentrate on 2 spells at one time?
Is that something you wish to take care of now?
I think it would be selfish of me. I just haven't been to a temple in a long time.
Siegfried, I don't think I can scold you on being selfish. If this is something that's important to you, I think this is the time to take it now because we will not be closer in the future. I mean, here to Luskin, or Bryn Shander to Luskin is still a distance, and we would be backtracking at that point. It's out of our way, but is not too far out of our way.
Yeah, let's hit it on the way.
If it's not too much, I would love that.
All right, then we're just gonna keep the sun over here now. When we go,
yeah, I don't think I have anything else to take care of with the Goliath.
All right. Then you can mount your griffins. They give you like some straps for the owlbear cub to wear for your griffin to hold on to. And you all get on your griffins. They start walking towards the edge of the opening to this hole in the wall of the cave. Raise their wings, begin flapping, and jump off the side. As you all begin to drop down with the griffins holding on for dear life, you zoom past another large cave opening as you drop, and the griffins start flapping their wings and start taking off into the sky. When you do look back, you do see there is that large cave underneath the opening where the griffins came out of, where you can assume the dragon dwells. As you continue to fly off into the late fall air of Icewind Dale, soaring over this tundra space.
hi Pabu, I love you.
I'm dead. No, he's not dead. He's just old. Maybe. I don't know. There'll be another campaign. I won't run it. Kelborn, give me a survival check with advantage, please.
16.
16. Yeah, you're. I was gonna say, you're able to keep the sun in the direction you want it to be, and fly true enough to make it to Bryn Shander within the hour. As you are all flying in your griffins, you start to see a town. So you've kind of seen some other towns as you went past, but you start to see one that's surrounded in a wooden palisade, and seems to be made up on a hill that kind of overlooks the Palisades, that you assume to be Bryn Shander.
We should land a little bit of distance outside of the city. Here, they're probably used to Goliaths on griffins, but it's probably not a bad thing to start doing, so we don't get shot out of the sky.
I don't want to leave our griffins out here, though.
No. Just landing and then going in on foot closer. Landing a distance from the gates so that they don't think we are a threat, and then coming in on foot.
I meant to say, I don't think, because we're like flying, so.
We've got the spores. We're just talking in our brain instead of shouting over the wind.
Good point. I always forget about the spores. Wait, let's do that.
How is my owlbear positioned on a griffin?
It's so your griffin is holding on to straps with its front legs, and your owlbear's kind of hanging.
so he's getting a workout at the same time.
Yeah, just kind of hanging like this in the air as this griffin's holding on to it.
I was thinking like a kangaroo pouch or something.
Flight. I'm like, okay, let's get our reps in. Okay, 1.
Yeah, so like as your griffin lands, it kind of let the owlbear cub go and then go forward a little further and land in front of the owlbear cub. As you all come in for your landing.
Great. Yeah, leading the griffins up to the gates.
Yeah, you start making your way towards one of these gates, the southern gate. You see some people on top of the palisades here, guards. It's what do you seek coming to Bryn Shander?
We have come. One of us has come to worship at the Temple of the Triad here.
All right, you may enter. As the doors begin to swing open, a little bit more lax than it has been previous times, but they do still keep their doors closed.
They sacrifice people still?
You don't know.
Not a full moon, is it?
Oh shit, we're gonna get trapped in this.
As you begin to enter, you see people are kind of going about their business in this town. Again, not as dreary as it once was previously on this channel. Yeah, you do see people like going into businesses, walking, carrying things down the streets, going to their homes. It's still early morning.
I've spent a little bit of time in the 10 towns, but I know where this temple is.
Give me a history check.
That's a 12.
That is a 12. You know that there's a few different temples in this town. There's a House of the Morning Lord here, as well as the Triads temple. So you know the general area where a lot of the temples are. It's not a huge town, so yeah, you would know generally where they're. You haven't been there, so you don't know necessarily which one it is, but once you get close enough, you'd probably be able to figure it out. Mm-hmm. And I'll also say, you know that this town at this point is Zentarum run.
Ooh.
As they've been slowly creeping their way through the 10 towns.
Interesting. Okay. I would start leading us over to I don't know. Do you know the temple district is this way? I don't know how familiar you are, Siegfried, with where the location is.
I have no idea. I've never been here, only heard of it.
Okay.
And
yeah, so
is visibly giddy, very excited.
Yeah, I would just start leading us over to the temple district then, and then presumably let Siegfried take over once he recognizes which temple would be of the Triad.
Yeah, you go to the northeastern portion of the town, where some of the temples are, and you do see. Remind me the name of the temple.
I believe it was the Temple of the Triad.
The Temple of the Triad. That's what I thought. Yeah, you do see a temple bearing the signals of the Triad as you approach.
As we approach, Siegfried will kind of run forward ahead of the group. They kind of just, point to it excitedly. Siegfried will go inside the temple.
All right. Yeah, so you make your way up the stairs into the temple. It's a lot of wood makes up this building, but it has like stone pillars with wood walls in between. And as you enter, you do see I am making this up. They're like three statues, not statues. There's like three pillars, each bearing the sigil of each of the Triad on them. You do see not a ton of people milling about. Again, early morning. There's like 2 or 3 what you can assume to be clergy members, kind of going about their business here.
As Siegfried steps inside, he just takes a whiff, and he'll go over to a pew and sit for a little bit, just kind of admire the architecture and look around. You said there were a few servants.
Yep, a few clergy members here.
How big is the this main area where like gosh, I'm drawing a blank on the words I'm trying to use here. Where like the mass would be held or whatever.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent size. I get like a lot of town buildings in Brynjander aren't huge to begin with.
Yeah.
So it is smaller than
Okay.
like if you were to go to Waterdeep to one of their temples. But it's still a pretty decent sized one.
Not enough space for reception. Taking notes.
Siegfried will approach one of the clergy members.
Oh yeah, you see a half elf male.
Excuse me. Would I be able to see the father of the temple here?
Oh yes, I can go and retrieve them. May I ask who is calling?
I am Siegfried, pain bearer of Ilmater from Baldur's Gate.
All right, yes, I will be right back. Just a moment, please, as they hurry off to one of the corridors. And before too long, come back out, followed by a human male, seems to be older, wearing long robes and what are the sash, with the bound hands. Is that what Ilmater's is? Yes, the bound hands on either side of the sash. Kind of is balding on the top, and gray hair. A little bit rounder in physique as he comes closer to you. Oh, so you're the man they were telling me about. Yes, I'm Father Christopher. What is it that I can do from you? Come all the way from Baldur's Gate, I hear.
Yes, Father. And Siegfried will reach out his hand for a handshake.
Yes.
I apologize for burdening you this morning, Father, as you're probably getting ready for the day here, but we've come to seek some answers in regards to myself.
Oh, what are those answers you're looking for?
Well, Father, how long has it been since we've seen the unicorn?
Since you've seen the unicorn, it's weird because of time dilation. Because technically it's been 2 days, but yeah, like because you went back in time to the point where you had encountered the unicorn when you came through the portal. But for you, it's been about a week, I want to say, if you're counting the Fey days as normal days.
Okay. About a week ago, I found some not quite scars on my back and all over my arms and hands, and we met a unicorn there, and it brought the mention of celestial born humans. I was wondering if you had any information or if you could help me.
Information on how celestial born humans become, or do you know your ancestry at all?
And he is going to look the father in the eyes, almost panicked. I need to know what's happening to me.
Well, come with me to my chambers so we can. I'll see what I can do.
He will follow.
Do the rest of you follow as well, or do you stay behind?
What's the vibe we get from Siegfried? Like, is this like a personal thing for him? He wants to do alone?
I mean, Siegfried again thinks we are all brothers in destiny, so he perfectly okay with you guys coming, or if you wanted to do your own thing. He also respects that, this may not be your thing either.
I mean, do we have like sort of like a hitch and post for our griffins outside? Like, what's the situation?
There's like a horse hitching posts that you could tie your griffins to.
You guys want to get shit-faced?
I don't think that's the vibe right now. I don't think that's the call.
Finks?
Oh, yeah, I'm always down for it. She's already drinking out of her acorn flask.
It's the morning. Why do you want to get shit-faced right now?
It's the equivalent of 5 p.m. in the Faerun.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. All right, fair enough.
I'm still getting drunk. She goes back into your breastplate.
Excuse me, sir, do you know if there's any AA meetings around here?
No.
Where's the communion wine?
We switched to grape juice.
Oh, no.
All right, sounds like Siegfried's going by himself.
Yeah, Siegfried, go by yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right, you make your way back into the father's like, it's not like an office, but more of like a personal worship space. He brings in, all right, so you said you had these markings on your hands. May I see them?
And Siegfried will pull down the top of his robe.
Like,
kind of show everywhere on his body.
Yeah, he kind of runs his hands over some of them. Well, they seem like scarring. Did you just get cut up a lot, or?
No. At one point I sprouted wings, and another, and he'll look down at his hand. It looked like an eye opened on my hand.
Do you know what caused any of these phenomena to happen? Can you do it at will, or?
I'm not sure. It's when I was using my powers and healing my friends and things of that nature. I'm not sure that I can do it at will. Siegfried is just going to use a let's see here. I'll just use like a cure wounds at first level to see if anything happens.
All right, yeah, you do a religion check.
Uh, 13.
13. As you like raise your hand up to cast your healing magics, just kind of out into nothing. For a moment, you see that slit on your hand open slightly, almost as if the eye that's under there is looking around to see what's going on, and then closes. Saw Adam's face.
See there, did you see it?
I didn't see. No, I didn't see anything.
Perhaps if I cast a guiding bolt at 4th level at you, then you'll be able to see it.
Well, here, let me kind of set up a space for you to do that. He kind of like clears a spot away, like a lot of stuff away from one of the walls, and then like sets just like a little paperweight over this. All right, there. You can shoot that with your guiding bolt and see.
I'll use a guiding bolt at 4th level.
Give me another religion with advantage.
Dirty 20.
a dirty 20. As you're like powering up this guiding bolt, putting all of your energy in it, the wings start to unfurl from your back for a moment, and you notice this because especially because you have like the top of your robes down at this point. You just see eyes opening all the way up your arms and on your hands. Some of them you see just like a humanoid eye looking around, and there's like 2 or 3 where it's a pupil that's just a slit in the middle of it with amber around the outside. As you power up this beam and just destroy this paperweight, and as you kind of almost had lifted off the ground a little bit as your wings had come out and you land once again, exhausted, using the majority of your spellcasting power, the wings you feel the wings just fold back into your body, and all the eyes shut and turn back into just like white slits on your skin. Oh, I definitely saw that. Oh boy, yeah, you are definitely gifted with the celestial blood, from what I can tell here. I've never seen anything like it.
Have you heard of it, though?
Heard of eyes? They're typically the ASMRs, as they're called. They aren't as divine as you are. Like, they show signs of it, of course. I mean, I've never seen any or heard of any, but the eyes opening and yet some kind of rings starting to form. I haven't seen anything to this extent.
I see. So you don't know what will happen to me.
I mean, with a lot of the ASMRs, their divine lineage and characteristics start to begin to become more permanent, as it were. Like they retain their divine characteristics. Probably something you can expect, and if it's is anything like what you just showed, it may be more extreme than other cases.
I see. How could I find out my celestial heritage?
It all depends on the celestials, and the way of how you were created. Some celestials create offspring through traditional means, but there are many other ways that ASMRs are born. So it's both about finding out who is your celestial heritage and the means of how you came to be.
Do you know how to help me unlock my potential?
Well, it might be as simple as exploring your powers, not being afraid of them, becoming more in tune with the gifts that you are given. May even be finding what your purpose is. If that is the case of your birth, some are born out of necessity or for a specific reason to carry out different gods' purposes, especially with AO not allowing direct interference with the mortal world to the gods. Some of them get around that using offspring that aren't gods themselves.
I see. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time, Father. I know you were probably getting prepared for the day.
Right, of course, yeah. No, I'm glad you came to me. Help you as much as I could. I can continue looking into it for you. Send any news I get to Baldur's Gate if that's the best way to reach you.
At this point, it probably would be. I appreciate your time, and he'll re-robe and
Yeah. Keep praying to Ilmata. He will give you answers as he sees fit.
every day, Father, every day. As he leaves the sanctuary, taking one last glimpse of the architecture and just appreciating the temple before he goes.
Yeah. What were the rest of you doing during this time?
Getting shit-faced drunk.
Oh, we had takers. Okay.
Were you just doing it here in the temple, or did you go
No.
somewhere?
No.
No.
If Kevhorn's actually down, yeah, I'll go find somewhere, but I don't want to eat up a bunch of time, so maybe we're stumbling back.
I mean, Siegfried can also just find you at the local tavern if you'd like.
Do have
But yeah.
poor spores too. So.
Yeah, if you guys wanted to do that, you could go to the North Look, and kind of have a time there. Just if you're just having a drink, subtract 2 silver. If you're having more, get rid of 5.
The only reason Kevhorn would go out to drink is to see if he could outdrink Calborn.
Oh shit.
All right, yeah. Well, Siegfried, while you're making your way over to them, you guys enter this tavern called the North Look. It's got like a large hearth in it, and there seems to be even this early in the morning, quite a few people in here, just getting their alcohol before they start their day, get a little warmth in the system going. You do see there's like a large mounted fish over the fireplace with this large like flat head that says Old Bitey on the plaque underneath it. And you guys get some drinks from a half-orc tavern keeper. And let's do some Constitution saving throws between the two of you. We'll start with the first one.
All right, now, if I whisper into my armor for Finks to get into the mugs as I'm like going like this to help me out some,
To drink before you get
drinking like at the same time. She's in the mug while I'm drinking at the same time.
We would have to do a sleight of hand from Finks.
What would Finks' stats be?
Let's see what a pixie's stats are for sleight of hand.
The only way I'm winning this is if I cheat. So,
you know what?
I could roll that.
Because it's Sphinx's full body and not just her hand, I'll give her a stealth check instead. She has a +9 to stealth.
Oh.
So give me a stealth check first for Sphinx.
I'll roll the stealth. 18 + 9.
18. Oh, yeah, that passes Kevhorn's passive, which I think is 14, right, Kevhorn?
Mine's 13.
13. So yeah, Sphinx gives you advantage on this first Constitution saving throw.
All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3, drink.
Just drown.
Oh, God, that's terrible. It's still so bad.
Oh, what did you two get?
I got a 8.
You know what's funny? I rolled a 3, but I have a +6.
9. The first round is rough for both of you.
We're not used to this type of...
Already starting to sway a little bit. But Kevhorn seems to be holding himself just +1 better.
Yeah.
Let's do round 2. Roll again. Do stealth first for Finks.
Oh no. Well, 12. So that's under your passive.
Kevhorn, you see a little bit of pixie dust fly into Kelwarn's cup before he starts.
don't care. Because I can
you
outdrink
get to
both.
roll with advantage then, Kelborn.
Okay, that's better. 16.
25.
25. 2-0. This last one, it takes all. This is Jeopardy rules, baby. A stealth check from Finks if you wanted to keep trying to sneak in there.
16.
16. Kevin, you've already passed by trying to call out Finks the first time. You're not even trying to pay attention the second time. She sneaks in there, and you can roll with advantage, Kelborn.
Dude, how am I rolling with advantage? And it's so bad. 8. Again.
16.
16. Siegfried, as you walk into this tavern, you see Benjamin kind of sitting by the side, watching. Oh,
Benjamin would have stayed at the temple. He would have pointed in,
okay,
pointed out the tavern to them, but would have waited in the temple.
Okay, so Benjamin comes in with you. Both of you walk in to see Kevhorn and Kelborn pouring back a mug, and Kelborn just falls backwards off of his stool, and as the mug hits the table, Finks rolls out and lays on the table on her back as Kelborn just slams his mug down.
And go ahead.
You okay there?
Yeah, no, I'm doing great. Can you help me take my armor off? I'm feeling a bit warm.
I feel like I know. I've seen this before. I will not help you.
You think they have whipped cream behind the counter there?
Okay, we need to go.
Our
I will pay for both me and Kelborn. I'll just put the gold. How much is it?
It was 5 silver if you're drinking a lot, so 1 piece of gold if you're paying for both.
Okay.
Well, that's so generous.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to get you out of here as fast as I can because I know where this is going.
Future king of the Fae?
I mean,
he's drunk. He's drunk. Don't mind him.
As you are getting up to leave, Kelborn, give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oopsies.
Wait, what?
Oh, actually, that's not bad. 18.
18. Do disadvantage because you're drunk.
Okay, that makes much more sense.
Oh, I thought you said Kev Horn.
Oh no, that was
Kelborn.
the same roll. Because
oh, nice. Yeah, you stumble a little bit towards the fireplace and then stumble back away. As you get a little bit close to the fireplace, the fish on the wall kind of turns and bites, but misses you just by a hair as you start to stumble away.
You can't get me. I've drank Fae bars.
And you were able to stumble out the door, helped a little bit by your friends, towards the mounts. You guys make your way out of the tavern into the streets of Bryn Shander. Your griffins are outside, and your owlbear cub is sitting next to him.
Hey,
just hooting when
what
it's
are
easy.
you looking at? Point to a light post.
Okay, so
it's okay. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. Okay, they're just minding their business. Just come on, let's go.
So now we're gonna have to follow the roads for a while until Kelborn sobers up enough.
No, I'm good to fly.
I mean, I was more concerned about you trying to navigate us cross country. We'll just follow the roads for a little bit.
I'm better navigating when I'm in what?
I don't believe wherever that sentence was going to go. I don't believe you.
No. You're a smart guy.
This is a disclaimer from Swindler's Den. We don't endorse Kelborn's thoughts. Do not drink and fly.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is for comedic purposes, and it's not funny to do in real life. This is a fantasy world. where if he does this and there's repercussions, it doesn't happen to real people. So
Yes.
thank you.
What? What? California's not real.
These aren't real.
Well,
They're
if we
real to
have
me, damn it.
if we have to walk, at least we can have some fun. 99 tankards of meat on the wall.
Oh no!
99 tankards of meat.
I'm assuming you're sober enough to stay on the Griffin. I just don't trust you to navigate flying the Griffin.
Oh. Okay.
Also, again, to the as the omnipotent being said, if you fall off the Griffin, that was your choice to get this drunk this early. Mount up, head south. This is at least easy. We just head roughly south, and we'll hit Luskin.
Are you flying out of the center of town, or are you going to outside of the gates first?
Walk out with our Griffins
Okay.
and then fly out.
Walk out.
Crazy person.
And take off with your Griffins from outside of the walls of Bryn Shander towards Luskin.
Low to start with, and then gain some height just to see how Kelborn's handling it.
Give me a Constitution saving throw, Kelborn. Disadvantage, please.
The magic words. Oh wow, good. 18.
Yeah, you're able to hold on to your Griffin and don't throw up from the sudden lift in elevation. You kind of soar at a low height for a little bit and then start taking up higher once you realize Kelborn is going to be okay. He does accidentally kick his Griffin in the steering spots every once in a while, so kind of veers back and forth a little bit, but nothing that's gonna make him go off course too far.
I told you I was better at this in this condition.
He's kind of behind all of you so that he doesn't collide with any of you. Kind of zooming all over the place. Who's taking lead on this until Kelborn is no longer intoxicated?
I mean,
I
I
got
feel
this.
Who has the
like
best directional skills?
Don't worry. I've got this.
He says that he's far in the back.
I don't know if I have the best role for it, but I feel like, again, Benjamin has at least taken this path. Again, more following the roads than actually going cross country, because he has traveled down from the 10 towns.
Benjamin, you can do a survival with advantage.
Okay. Okay. That's a 17.
17, yep. You're able to be low enough that you can see the roads heading towards Bremen, and then following it from Bremen down to the 10 road, I believe it's called 10 trail, that heads to Luskin. You fly for a few hours. Kelborn, this cold air and time is helping to sober you up a little bit. Not feeling great after drinking that much that quickly and having nothing really in your stomach other than breakfast. But you're starting to come to just a little bit hungover. Midday hangover, not great for those of you who haven't had those. So your head hurts a little bit, but you're able to, as you're starting to get closer towards the spine, helping Benjamin with the directional, so you don't have to follow the path as closely. It only takes you, say, roughly 3-4 hours, and you start to see the city of Luskin ahead of you. You see this town separated kind of into two sections, a northern and a southern section. A lot of the north seems to be a lot of larger buildings, probably warehouses and industrial things. Not fully industrial, but where they would be doing a lot of the manufacturing things. In the south seems to be made up of more residential places. And you do see a few, there's ships in this harbor that kind of comes in, and the harbor that kind of separates the two sides of this city is also dotted with 5 islands. And you see on one of the islands a very large tower coming out of it. So it's these spires that rake up towards the sky. Very dark colored tower. As you approach the city of Luskin.
I've lost count. Let's start over. 99. You know what? Forget it.
No, we don't need to start over. It's okay.
Forget it.
We're nearly there.
Are we there yet?
Almost. We're so close.
I still have a roll. Pumping that iron.
Siegfried,
Yes.
do I have anything for headaches? Any of that magic of yours?
Possibly.
I think I might need one of those level 4s. I heard you talking about.
Oh, the guiding bolt.
Blast him out of the sky.
Well, it would certainly get rid of your headache, yes.
That is true. Similar strategy, land a little bit outside of the city and then walk in. I think as we land, Benjamin does like take a little bit of extra time to like make sure his robes and such are like in, or like he doesn't wear robes. Like clothing is like in order, and like make sure his hair is like mostly contained. Obviously it's all windswept and crazy, but tries to make himself a little bit more presentable as we're going into town.
Are you landing on the north side of town, or are you taking the extra time to fly around to the south side?
You said the north side was, sorry, remind me what the difference between the two are.
The north side seems to be more warehousey, like it has more warehouses and more business centric. The south is more residential. You know that the temples are in the south too, along specifically the Temple of the Red Sail is on the southern coast near the harbors that are a little more ne'er-do-well-esque. I will say, just for fun facts, Luskin is one of the few towns that's very open to all religions, which makes it a very big hotbed for the less savory religions like that of Umberlee, and Ariel even has a temple here, the Ice Maiden herself.
What?
Yeah.
That B word's dead.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I read up on that temple. It's pretty crazy what they do there, so just fun fact.
I think Benjamin would have led them further south because he's also planning on like not doing anything today, especially after Kelborn got drunk this morning, but already wasn't in the plan of, especially then, like going for a nice inn as well to put us up for a couple of nights, because he also knows that this is where his Zentarum bosses, or like his boss's boss as well, so like maybe needs to check in with them, and like probably has a little bit of business to take care of.
Yes.
Is this news? Like I know our characters don't know, but I don't remember ever knowing that Benjamin was a Zend.
It was brought up early on in the campaign, but not like two other characters.
I think when it was brought up is before Grizz.
Before I joined.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
It's a loose association. He works for the Zentarums. At least that's how Benjamin sees it.
Yes. So you enter the southern side of Luskin. Benjamin, especially when you're leading griffins in a place such as Luskin, a place run by pirate lords, and where every dark alley hides some suspicious folk, kind of keeps you in the center of the street, away from those peering eyes, though you do feel yourselves being watched the entire time, as he makes his way towards a inn called the Seven Sails Inn over on Setting Sun Street. As you enter, I will say, Benjamin, you kind of know the ins and outs of Luskin. You would know the Seven Sails Inn is under the watchful eye of a group called the Arcane Brotherhood, who kind of are that tower that you saw coming in is the tower of the Arcane Brotherhood. So one of the many groups that hold power here in the city. So wouldn't be, you don't have to worry about one of the other. The Pirate Lords running it or Zentarum, which may not be a thing you have to worry about. You don't know the state of what they think of you at this point because you've been gone for so long. But Arcane Brotherhood isn't the worst thing to be staying at. Also not run by anything that you have to worry about with Umberly, so yes, so you do stay there. You do go in, see a human woman behind the front desk as you enter. Welcome to the Seven Sails Inn. What can I do for you?
Yes, we will need 4 rooms for at least 2 nights to start with, and stabling for some slightly unusual amounts for that time as well.
All right, 4 rooms with stabling.
Yes.
It's going to be $1 per day.
Great. I pay all of it.
All right. You do so. You each get a key to your own room.
I'm gonna whisper to the front desk person. Hey, if that guy asks for some whipped cream, do not give it to him.
All right, yeah, so he
or cream cheese, we're doing that.
Even with their breakfast, we do serve breakfast here. That's the only meal we have complimentary.
This is cream cheese.
No, well, it comes with cream cheese or whipped cream.
we only serve bagels and cream cheese here. So.
We have a very nice what's the name of that town that I'm thinking of? I don't know. Is it Arn? Is Arn a town? I was gonna make a Belgian waffles joke. I can't think of anything fast enough, so it's passed.
Okay.
Who wants to play ring toss with these bagels?
I am also going to, because I'm assuming this is how this town works. I'm gonna slip her another 5 gold. And say I would like, if anyone asks about us, that we remain a low profile, but also our mounts are exceedingly important. So I would ask that special attention be taken for their care and safety.
Understood. She pulls the 5 gold off the counter. Is there anything else I can do for you?
At least myself, and I'll motion over to Kev Horn. I know at least both of us would enjoy baths whenever they could be made ready. I'm not sure about my other companions.
Yeah, we can have hot water brought up to your rooms right away.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right. Are you all just going to your respective rooms right away, or what's your thought?
Yeah, I think Benjamin especially wants to get into a more city appropriate state, has been on the road for a while and is fine being a little grungy on the road, but is now knows he needs to be much more presentable than he has been in the past.
Yeah, you go up to your room and hot water is brought quickly, and the hotel staff that brings the hot water will also, or the inn staff that brings the hot water also offer to clean your clothes while you bathe if you would like. And does so.
Yep.
All right.
Damn. 5-star inn. What the heck?
It's a nice place. So it costs a little bit more. Not quite the highest end you could get, but still pretty dang good. Yeah, is there anything you guys want to do in your rooms? You can bathe, obviously, or any kind of talking you want to do amongst yourselves, you can, or things you want to do by yourself. This is your time to do so. It's a little bit after midday at this point, but you're getting some time to kind of unwind before having to do some light murder. So this is your time to relax and indulge yourself if you'd like.
I would say after a little bit, and it wouldn't be like an urgent message, but Benjamin would say to everyone, whenever you're ready, we should talk about, I mean, I have our normal task and then possibly another person I should make contact with while I'm here. But we should discuss plans before.
Well, you bring up the subject of needing to talk to someone. I may still be a little groggy from the drinking. What was it? I promised that we'd message the heroes, Noodle Arms and Old Man. I'm supposed to be messaging them about something?
We don't have a way for us to message them. They were going to message us when they found something.
That's right.
Which also, depending on how the time works, they haven't been unfrozen yet. I don't know how that works.
Oh shit. Does that mean hold on, yeah.
I don't know.
No, I mean that they should technically still get the message that everything that happened over there should still have happened because we came back right after we left. So yes. I think all that stuff still happened. So I think we're okay. Yes. Gosh, my head hurts.
What?
You know what's weird? They have all these bagels downstairs and they don't have any cream cheese.
Odd.
Very peculiar.
I don't have anything else specific to take care of before we kind of reconvene. I don't know if anyone else does.
Other than the usual summoning my thing just to help me get out of my armor.
You summon Echo and you just see all the bones crunched up. Arms kind of mangled. It like takes your armor and hands it off to be cleaned.
I guess for Siegfried, as he's washing up, finally taking a second to actually just inspect himself and notice these scar-like things all around him, as he's never really gotten to just sit down and do that before.
Yeah, he's white like these white lines are all over your arms, like all the way up to your shoulders and on your chest and even on your abdominal area. And from what you can tell, go around to behind you as well. Don't really see them on your legs as much. Seems to be an upper body thing mostly.
That solves that.
Oh, yeah.
Did his wings have eyes also?
You didn't see any, no.
No.
But yeah, you can reconvene in, I assume Benjamin's room is the reconvening spot. All right. After you're all spiffied up, ready to get more blood on yourselves as you murderize some Umberly followers, possibly. possibly it's for the murdering part, not Umberly followers. You know they're Umberly followers.
Or are they?
Or are they?
I think we should take tonight to rest, sleep in a nice bed, eat some nice meals. And then I have another person I should get in contact with, some of my previous employers that may be wondering where I'm at. I don't know how much they're keeping tabs on me, but I'll take care of that in the morning. And then we have to take care of the other business here and should be ready for a hasty retreat after that.
So everybody nods their heads in solemn agreement. Yeah, Benjamin, what is it that you're looking to go do?
I would go, because I have met with them in the past. Go to where I have previously met with yes, Ravina Bloodthorn.
Yes. You make your way a little bit northern, still on the southern side of Luskan, but a little bit further north, away from where you are currently. You're kind of in a, like, that inn is kind of in a nicer spot of the southern side of Luskan. The docks are where it gets really seedy, but there's some fairly nefarious parts in the northern part of the south as well, where you make your way towards. As you get towards one of these darker alleys, you see somebody leaning up against the wall, just kind of flipping a coin in their hand, that you know to look for.
Yes, I would start approaching. I don't know, like me, I don't know what I need to do to get inside, but like let's start approaching to enter the safe house.
As you get a little bit closer, they kind of look up at you and what can I do for you?
I'm Benjamin Koalana. I've worked with Ravina in the past. I was checking in. It's been a minute since I've spoken with any of my contacts.
He kind of tilts his head down the alleys, just hand on the third brick after the signal. You kind of make your way down this dark alley, and as you get to like the corner point, you turn to the right, and there's a corner point after that. You see on the wall a black serpent with wings kind of painted on the wall, and you can see a brick 3 over from that that's a little more worn than the rest of them. Place your hand on, and the wall begins to shift to the side, allowing you entrance into this hideout.
Yes, I'm entering. I am still on guard, even though I work for these people. I don't think Benjamin, he never knows. Like, this is not that they're totally unscrupulous, but they are on the edge.
Like as you enter, you see 2 people kind of keeping guard, kind of watching over you warily, hands on hilts of daggers and short swords, but don't make a move to stop you at all. You kind of make your way through these dark tunnels, kind of not large tunnels, very narrow tunnels, to kind of keep down the possibility of being found through different buildings coming through. And you make your way, and you're like led back to where Ravina has her office at. As you enter, you see a stout female dwarf, kind of going through papers on a desk. Dark hair, kind of wears nice silken garments, and has a small black serpent sitting on her shoulder. That's kind of rolled up, and you see the wings pulled in to its side. These black feathered wings of the serpent as it sits on her shoulder, kind of tongue flicking in and out, smelling the air around it as it rests on her shoulder. She looks up from the papers and like removes these spectacles that sit on her large nose to look at these papers. So you're finally checking in, are you? Haven't heard from you in almost a week's time.
It's yes, things got very complicated very quickly.
Well, what are any progress in infiltrating Neverwinter governments?
I feel like I'm on track for that. I've gotten good contacts with the captain of the guard. I've still need to check in on that, but believe ingratiated myself even further by securing extra armaments for the city. I'm assuming you've heard of the trouble Neverwinter has been having.
I've heard some rumblings of giants, yes.
Yes. So arms to assist with that. On a more grand scale, have been dealing with giant problems. We defeated a Jarl of the Frost Giants, so that's something that will help boost me in a lot of people's sight.
Oh, good. We need you to clear that path so we can make headway over there.
Yes. Is there anything else you wish me to work on? I realized it had been a bit. That's why I wanted to check in.
I'll just keep making progress, Neverwinter. Preferably getting you some kind of position sooner rather than later. Clear some pathways out. In all honesty, we're trying to shoot big in Neverwinter. Removing Lord Protector and getting one of our own in there would be the high goal.
Benjamin,
But of course, that's very lofty, so piece at a time.
He still sits up a little bit straighter at mention of Lord Protector. There also, I'll give you a heads up. There may be a little bit of a kerfuffle at the Temple of the Red Sails tomorrow.
Anything I need to be worried about?
Hopefully, no. But anytime these events occur, you don't exactly know what the fallout is going to be. So I thought I would let you know that something will be happening tomorrow, so you can prepare as needed.
I think I catch your drift. It'll be covered. Just promise you're going to continue making way in Neverwinter. Don't know how much you know, but 10 towns were already almost completely cemented in there. We got you and others working in Neverwinter. The sooner we get hold there, the sooner we can start making moves in other more lofty towns as well.
Yes, tomorrow will certainly help me be a better asset to you.
That's what I need to hear.
Excellent. If you have nothing else for me, then I will not take up any more of your time.
Perfect. I don't have anything else at this moment, but good luck with your kerfuffle tomorrow. She kind of rubs her thumb on the side of her nose in a knowing fashion. Give me a history check quick.
Okay. That is a 14.
A 14. All right. You know what you know already.
Okay.
And you are let out. Well, not let out. You walk yourself out.
Mhm.
Of course, under watchful eye the whole time, but nothing like thinking you're going to do anything weird. Just obviously always on alert. And as the wall recedes again for you to depart, you step out and the wall closes back up. You make your way out of the alley.
Yes, I think Benjamin takes a little bit of a scenic route back to the Seven Sails, just like walking through the city again. Not again, he knows it well enough, not going anywhere extremely dangerous or anything like that. But just remembering his life in this city, like when he lived here with his parents, working for the pirate captain for that short period of time, and then how his life changed after that and his new life came about. So just a lot of like somber nostalgia of just like I probably would walk past where he grew up. We haven't really established where that is, but like just walk past that area and just spend a little bit of time again, like visiting your childhood home of just like how much of a different person he is, and it wasn't even that long ago that he lived there.
As you're kind of making your way through the streets, you do hear at one point, and as you turn around, you see running away from you, holding their hand, little Frost coming off of it, a small kobold that must have been trying to reach into your pocket. Got a little bit colder than he expected with your cold aura around you, running away. Doesn't seem to have anything that he's taken off of you. You caught him in time. Just runs off into an alley, kind of interrupting your moments of remembrance, but easily able to get back into it as you continue your tour of Luskin on your way back to the inn.
Yeah. I think also he was avoiding it, but like again, one of those like unconsciously he finds himself near the Temple of the Red Sails and just suddenly finds himself on the docks and then sees the temple. And I mean, how much I probably don't know. Well, I think you would know a little bit about it. Like, when do they hold like services, or is it just like how much would he know about that, like when more of the priesthood is going to be there?
You know that the majority of them stay there. It's a 2-story temple. The majority of it is very open air. And as you're looking at it, you can see this as well. Like the bottom level is very much made of pillars, marble pillars with like marble archways in between them, leaving a very open space on the bottom floor. And the top floor is more enclosed, and that's where a lot of the sleeping quarters are. And like the high priest's chambers as well is up there. You know that they usually do like their bigger ceremonies at dusk, but the like all of the people that worship there regularly are there all the time, basically.
Mm-hmm.
This temple is built on like a rock outcropping not far from the coast of Luskan itself, like close enough that there is a rope bridge in between wooden planks. You can see the bridge isn't in the best of states. Like it's not been under constant upkeep. Like it's still strong enough to walk across. There's like a hole in one of the boards. You do see none of the braziers are lit, and the waves are battering this rock outcropping, and not as much the rest of the coast, mostly centered on the rock outcropping, just waves hammering into it constantly. Doesn't seem to be like, you know that there's people in there, but it's hard to tell from a distance what the state of the people are inside of there. You don't see as much movement. The fountains that are on the outside of the temple are dry. They aren't spewing any water at all. Some of the statues you can see of like Umberly, this tentacled being, you can see parts of it chipped off and cracked, as if they haven't been able to maintain them as well.
Think again, now seeing the state of the temple, Benjamin is feeling more confident, or at least more feeling better about this task, because it seems like very few innocents will be caught in the crossfire. Like anyone who's out there are the longtime priesthood that isn't not good in any way, shape, or form. So I think, again, he takes a little bit of time, gets down closer to the edge of the water, takes off his shoes, rolls up his pants, and just like sits with his feet being lapped by the waves, and just watches the fury on the temple and starts making plans for the next evening.
Is there anything anybody else is doing in this time of just resting, basically? Don't have to necessarily have anything, but if there is.
Yeah, so while Benjamin's gone, Siegfried will be doing his nightly prayers, and Siegfried again feels this very deep connection, and almost concerned that Benjamin is gone from the group, kind of doing out his own thing. And Siegfried casts Locate Creature while Benjamin is gone.
Is this to look for Benjamin?
Just to keep his whereabouts, not to pry or anything like that. Just to kind of know where he is and make sure that he's okay.
And how long does Locate Creature last?
It's concentration for 1 hour.
Yeah, you kind of see him moving throughout the city during this hour. But you kind of can tell it's at a leisurely pace. Nothing to really concern yourself over, but you do know generally where he's at. As little as you know about the city, general direction, In your nightly prayers, are you, again, just praying to Ilmater, or reaching out at all?
Siegfried is going to try to... he'll still pray to Ilmater, as he normally does, but he's also going to try to reach out to this unfamiliar voice, this unfamiliar comfort, if that's the right word.
All right. Give me a religion check, please.
That is 18.
18. As you are deep in your prayers, first, like doing your ceremonious prayers to Ilmater, and then kind of getting curious about this other presence that seems to be sneaking into your life. Your senses begin to, like, the senses of what's around you seem to start to be blocked. Not in a harm, like a malicious way, but like your smell begins to be filled with not a smoke, but it is that kind of consistency where it's thicker air, and it smells of things being brewed almost. And like you can feel this like almost vapors on your skin as this smoky essence kind of fills up your senses, and you hear a voice again, very like faint, almost like it's coming from far away. Of there you are, my child. You reach out for me again.
Who are you? How can I see you?
You are so far away. I don't think we'll be able to meet. But you've been born. You've been found. It's like this voice almost seems to stop to think for a moment. You found your purpose, whether you know it or not yet.
And
Who found you?
Father Albert of Baldur's Gate, a priest of Ilmater.
Priest of Ilmater. Who is this Ilmater?
Ilmater is the god that I worship.
And he gave you to this priest to raise.
I'm not sure.
Interesting.
But who are you?
I do not know how much I can indulge. It is not my place to be involved with realms other than my own. But it seems my other creation has found its way to other realms, and you are needed to eradicate it.
What is it?
You have the tools to remove this disease, this illness that strickens those who do not know of other ways to cure it. This illness should have never existed, but it does. And in my attempts to rectify that, you were created. Though not in the state you find yourself now, that influence must be from your Ilmater. You start to feel the voice getting weaker from you. I shall have to look into this. So it like retreats through the smoke, and you start to feel the smoke dissipate from around you.
As the smoke dissipates, Siegfried, with his eyes still closed, just reaches out his hand, longingly, I suppose, And as he opens his eyes, he kind of just slams into the floor out of frustration.
Siegfried lays on the floor, getting answers, but also opening so many more questions. Is there anything Kelborn and Kevhorn are doing?
You ready for round 2, big boy? I'm joking. We don't. I don't have anything I want to do.
Oh,
I think there was a knock. Yeah, you knocked. I think there's a knock on your door.
Siegfried.
Oh, it's on Siegfried's door.
Siegfried will get up and kind of recollect himself and wipe his face as well, as he's been crying. Yes, Kelborn, what is it?
You're a godly man.
An interesting way to start a conversation.
I'm just still having some troubles thinking about what we might have to do tomorrow. And don't know what even if they are worshipping a bad entity, deity, what evils are they doing?
Well, Kelborn, if you could have seen the things that I saw when I prayed to Ilmater about this situation, I think you would see that they've caused the world much pain. I'm not sure that I can help you to see it, but Siegfried just kind of reaches his hand out as if to place it on Kelborn's shoulder, but he won't try to reach out to that again unless, Kelborn wants to. Maybe I can show you if you're really curious.
Well, I believe you. I believe you. That your God showed you those things. But isn't Benjamin's God just as bad? What's the difference? It's like we're slaughtering a bunch of Benjamins.
Well, while I don't necessarily always agree with what Benjamin does, I believe he does have a good heart. And he does believe in the good of the world. But I see where you're coming from. Killing evil for evil is not necessarily good.
Breaking Benjamin. Sorry.
A great band.
Saw him in Waterdeep last year. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's got a good heart too. I don't know. I just hope tomorrow doesn't end in bloodshed. You know me, I'll cut a queen's head off, but she definitely deserved it.
agree.
All right.
We'll do what we can to avoid that, I suppose. I'm not sure what we can do, but try our best.
You should open your window. It must be stuffy in here. Your eyes all red.
I'll do that.
Great. Follow your lead tomorrow. Anyways, I'm gonna go check the back rooms. There's got to be some sort of cream spread around here somewhere.
As Kelborn leaves to look for different kinds of cream spreads for his naked sleeps, Siegfried goes to the window, pulls it open, looks down at his hands resting on the windowsill, seeing the white lines in his hands, and thinking about the prospects of tomorrow. And Siegfried, you've been quite a journey since leaving Neverwinter, knowing you were put in this world to bring mercy to those who feel pain. But there's been other times, like with the fight at the Owlbear, and other fights that you've been in, that you know you can also cause harm. That's where we'll end the session.
Ooh.
So, thank you all so much for joining us tonight, or whatever time you're watching this. Be sure to join us again next time to do some light murdering, or talking. We'll find out. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining us and for all the support you show us on both this campaign and all of our other campaigns on the channel. And we'll see you next time. Let's keep making stories together.